From patrolling the ocean for contraband to protecting the U.S. border, members of the Coast Guard, they play a vital role in keeping our country secure. The agency is the smallest branch of the military with only about 40,000 active duty members nationwide. Well, tonight, our Samantha-Jo shows us what life is like on America's sea borders.
Roger, stand by.
On the Coast Guard cutter Paul Clark, this is just another day at the office. But don't be fooled by the ocean view.
Got a reflash watch.
When this law enforcement patrol is out on the water, they're working around the clock.
There's always 3 people on watch at least, and everyone goes 2 shifts.
We spent the day at sea with this crew who patrol international waters off the coast of Florida.
So right now we're at the bridge, and we're going down towards the mess deck, which is where we do all our entertainment underway. During downtime, we can watch movies, play games, play cards like we're doing right now.
It's been 5 months since 23-year-old Lieutenant Ben Tamager joined this crew of nearly 30.
This is where we cook our meals. This is CS2. She's our wonderful cook on board.
And this 154-foot vessel isn't just where this crew works. It's also where they live.
It's able to accommodate a mixed gender crew.
This is an example of the cabin that the crew would reside in at night. And as you can see here, this mattress is no larger than a twin. It's actually smaller than a twin. And they could be here up to a month at a time.
We squeeze. Each little row can hold about 6, so we have just enough room for about everybody.
Living in such close quarters isn't always easy. But Jason Dame says this team has a bond most coworkers can't comprehend.
You know them personally, you know their families, you know their cat's name, you know their dog name.
Being at sea for days on end can be isolating, with limited phone service or connection to what's going on back on land.
Ventilation secured.
Especially for members like Luis Ortiz with a wife and young daughter at home.
4 or 5 days without seeing or hearing from them can be difficult. They're very understanding. I really appreciate their tolerance, their patience.
For this crew, that time with family is even more precious once they return to port.
You miss birthdays, you miss anniversaries, but you make them up. You make them up, and as long as everybody knows you're going to make them up.
Now this is the drill. There's been a report of a fire.
In between patrols, this crew is always at the ready.
0115, Tech 2.
That means running fire drills and training for the unexpected.
The fire's been extinguished.
Because in the case of an emergency, they're on their own.
These are not 100% safe missions. I put men and women out in the dark, in rough seas, in a very fast boat to pursue bad people sometimes. And there's a lot of risk there. But we train very hard, and we practice these missions, and we ensure our people meet standards.
Captain Christopher Hensley is constantly considering the well-being of this crew, who often are working long hours in difficult conditions.
There's enough work. We could be working night and day, 24/7, 365 days a year. But we need to find that balance so that they can go home, restore themselves, recharge themselves, spend time with their families, with their spouses.
Each day at sea different than the last.
It's fast, it's loud, it's rough. You get nerves. The train has been there.
Let me get a helmet.
These men and women put their lives on the line each day to keep the country safe.
Roger, stand by for 1 minute.
A cause they say is worth the sacrifice.
I hope I make a difference for the American public and for my shipmates on board.
Reporting off the coast of Miami, Samantha-Jo, Spectrum News 13.
You can see our entire series of reports on board the Coast Guard cutter Paul Clark by going to mynews13.com. There you can see how they work to combat illegal immigration and how they act as the front lines in the war against drugs.